I want to talk about the need to have a father in the house, especially when we are raising young people. When children get to adolescent stage, when they are transiting from childhood to adulthood, especially when you have a boy child, the boy now is in the process of finding his manhood, right? He's no longer a child, he's not a man, so he's in that no man's land where he has to discover himself. And as a woman who has never been a man a day in her life, you cannot teach him how to become a man. That is the role of the man in the house, to teach that young boy. And so you realize that when the boy gets to 10, 11, 12, 13, when gets into the teenage years, they become very rowdy. And it is very hard to contain them, especially if you are a woman, because you are not communicating on the same wavelength, right? As a woman, you think that you're dealing with a child, but the child is in the process of becoming a man, a grown-up, and so they see the way you're treating them as if you are minimizing their experiences. You are treating them like children when they are becoming adults. And then it becomes difficult because some of them are tall and huge, and you know, the normal ways in which you used to punish them as children does not work anymore, and you are lost. You don't know what to do. When a boy gets to that age, he is transferred to the father. Now the father is in charge of his upbringing, because now the rules are different. He is teaching his son to become a man, and so he is laying down the boundaries, the rules, the responsibilities that this son, this young boy has, or this young man has to start taking up in order to become a man in whatever society you are living in. That is why it is important to have a man in the house, because when it comes to this period, when you have to transfer the raising of the son to the dad, it is very important, because now the man of the house, the father of the son, understands that now he's dealing with a young man who has to be shown how to have boundaries, how to take responsibilities. And sometimes the young man has to be strong-armed into recognizing that this is what he's supposed to be, because the father, who is the man of the house, because another man is coming up within that house, he has to dominate. And dominate in a bad way, but he has to be the dominant male in that mix, so that the young man can look up to him and follow in his footsteps. So those people who say the only thing you need is a father figure, come on. Even young girls need a man in the house, need the father in the house, because then they have something to learn from in terms of what kind of a man will I want, in terms of to choose from. How do I choose a man to be my mate? Okay, just bringing that positivity, that role modeling within that setup. And you see people saying, oh, but the men of today are like this, are like this. And they are talking about a man they do not have. You'd rather have a man who's not up to your expectations than no man at all. I understand that a lot of people those who have gotten out of marriages because of abusive relationships, legitimate abusive relationships. I understand that. But that does not mean that you will not be faced with the same challenge, where the boy is looking to have a man to put down the law, the structures, where you need a man to transfer custody or raising and nurturing of the young man too, so that you can concentrate on the girl children, and you don't have to keep thinking about my son has done, my son has done, my son needs to be done, because the dad will take care of the disciplinary actions, he will take care of the giving instructions, he will take care of anything that has to do with the man, the young man transiting into an adult male of the society. So yes, ignore the role of the man at your own peril, and then you're going to have kids who are going to give you a lot of trouble, because somebody somewhere told you that what a man can do, a woman can do better. That's some bullshit, if I've ever had some. There is the role of men. Some men are failing at it, okay, because it's not an exact science. It's just like raising kids. Nobody has the manual. It is hit or miss. And sometimes also raising young men and training young men and instructing young men, sometimes it is a hit or miss. But many a times it is a hit. We have more hits than misses. And just the presence of a man in the house is enough to rein in the energy of the young man to understand that there is a man of the house. And when a man of the house says, this will not be done in my house, then that is the law. But you know, you make your own bed, you sleep in it. Doesn't have to be comfortable. It is your bed, you made it. Okay? So if you have a man in your house, appreciate that. Appreciate that. I don't say just kneel down, worship him and all that crap. Just take time to appreciate that I have a man who, just by his presence in this house, brings structure. Children recognize that there is, you know, what we say, ule mtu kusema kwa hii nyumba. Even if the man is away working, just the fact that the woman, the mother can say, I will report you to your dad, that works miracles with difficult children. Because they know when the dad walks in that door and realizes that they have been misbehaving, there is hell to pay. Even if he does not cane them, or, you know, just his voice is enough to put everybody in their place. So this is one of the reasons why you need to have a man in your life, especially if you are raising children. And remember, men, no man wants to raise somebody else's child. So marry before you carry, and if you've carried before you've married, marry the father of your child, because that is the person who most likely you will have a successful marriage with. This is the Mwegas. Till the next video.